Hey, folks, welcome back. So, in our last episode, we were talking about getting the right pricing for your particular property, and the reason is because there's certain market strategies that we can use in order to gain an advantage, and some of those is how should I say? Some of those are going to be depending on what the seller wants to do. And I'm going to tell you, there's really four market strategies that I can tell you work. Unequivocally, they work. The first one is the auction method. And everybody says, oh, the auction method, you're just going to sell my house for peanuts. No, the auction method says this house is going to sell by this date, period. No contingencies, nothing like that. If you want to get in there and you want to do inspections, you want to do any of that other stuff, you have to do it up until this particular date. And you want to look at the house, great. You set up an appointment, the auctioneer will show up and they will let you go through the house and they will let you go see any of that stuff. So a lot of the stuff that you hear from realtors as far as that's concerned is not true. You don't get if you want a contingency of finance, then you have to go get your financing before the day of the auction. If you want to do inspections, you do your inspections before the day of the auction. If you want to get that roof checked out, then you do that before the day of the auction. And then the day of the auction, you put in your bid as to how high that you want to go. Now, that being said, if there's an offer to purchase that comes in and the seller decides to accept it or it's acceptable to the seller, well, then the auction gets canceled. That's how that works. It's called the auction method of marketing. It's going to sell by this day at this particular time. No contingencies. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Sellers should be falling over themselves saying, I want the auction method of marketing because no contingencies, no financial waivers. I don't have, I can't close on the house until I sell my other house. Well, call me to sell your other house, and then I'll auction this property to you, and you'll be okay, as the my Italian wife says about the spaghetti. But anyway, the important thing to understand about the auction method of marketing is it takes all of the traditional real estate stuff completely off the table and it makes it so it has to be done before the particular date and time that we drop the gavel. Now, the thing about it is it comes with tailored advertising, and it also means that there's platform type of stuff. We come up with all kinds of stuff for the house. The auction method of marketing. We come up with a it goes up for sale on multiple different venues. It eventually gets put into the MLS because the MLSs are a traditional real estate hub, not necessarily an auction hub. And on top of that, you also have the ability of putting it in certain other areas. And what I mean by go to auction, auction zip, um, in those places. So it expands everything out tenfold. Not only that, but you also get larger signage, and it's just absolutely wonderful. Um, and it doesn't matter if it's land, farm, commercial, residential, industrial, just a little itty bitty spot plot of 1 acre of land, or 400 acres of land. I have seen prices for 100 acres of land go well beyond $6 million. And I have seen 1 acre of land go well beyond $70,000, $80,000, $90,000. So it's not difficult to understand that, well, we have this plot of land here and we want to sell it, but we don't want to do it by auction because we think we're only going to get $2,000 for it. Well, we also have a reserve where if it doesn't sell above that, then it doesn't sell. So it's important to understand that's the number one thing. The sellers are off the hook for any contingencies or having to do any of that other stuff. The buyers have to do it before the auction day, and the sellers know that by that day it's either going to be sold, and if it doesn't sell, then we'll convert it to a traditional real estate thing. Second way is traditional real estate except below market value. Below market value means anywhere $5, 10, $20,000, and then that way it encourages buyers to come in and it creates a multiple offer situation. Again, your tailored advertising is going to be pulled somewhat back, but it's going to have additional marketing inside the MLS and, of course, in other places. So, for example, urban areas might respond better to online ads and social media posts, while rural areas might benefit from local newspaper listings or community boards, or, believe it or not, even a little card down at the local store where all the grandpas hang out and they drink coffee at 4 o'clock in the morning, saying hello to everybody as they're coming in to get their stuff to go to work. The other thing too is that in these next three, that I'm getting, the last two I'm getting ready to tell you, it also can happen that you have a neighborhood tour, an open house, except you have a full neighborhood tour. And most neighborhood open houses or virtual tools highlight tools. Tour is a tool, but believe it or not, tours that highlight the benefits of the area, not just the house. In other words, you're selling the neighborhood, you're selling the area, you're selling the all of the things that people are looking for, not just the property. And you also are selling the community involvement. Where are your special the food banks, bike rodeos where the kids can take their bike and they can have safety checks and helmet checks and things like that, car seat checks. Um, I've seen communities where they get together and they build bunk houses for the orphanages and things like that. And sometimes they build things for summer camps. They'll build water features, ecology, those kind of things. And sometimes you have to either do that by flyer or you have to do it by social media groups or social interest groups or forums that you find all over the place. And sometimes you have to nudge them subtly in order to tell them that this particular property is up for sale, or one of the marketing strategies that you have. Now, the next thing is, of course, pricing it right at the market price that we do a three comparable, three comp value within 6 months value of your particular property. And with that, you get the buyers who can actually buy a house. You get the buyers who can buy a house at market rate. And then at the high end, that's the third one. You price it 10, 20, $30,000 above what the market rate. You'll get only the serious buyers up here. Your house may stay on the market for an extended period of time, but you will only get the serious buyers who can qualify at that level. Now, at the real market rate, you'll get less buyers than if you had it at the lower priced side. So, right there in the middle between the low and the high is your market rate, and you generally will get the people who can qualify for that and move in tomorrow, as far as that's concerned. Now, the thing about it is that at each one of these four marketing methods, you can close within 21 days. At the auction marketing method, you can close as low as 14 days, depending on the real estate attorney's schedule, and the others, after they do all of their due diligence and their title searches and all that, they will close within 30 days, etc. So anyway, always work with a local professional who can tell you exactly all four of those. If you just have a professional that just wants to sell it one way and they only want to use one method and they only want to use it the way that they're used to, find another one. Anyway, I am Matt Price. I am your auctioneer and your real estate broker. Give me a call, 919-614-6288. I will be happy to discuss any solution to your problem. Have a great day.